to kick off today, we really wanted to kick off with the person at the top who really makes it all happen, Mayor Kate Gallego.
Well, welcome to Phoenix. I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego. To Jill, to Kyle, to the entire USA Gymnastics team, we are so glad to welcome this. Phoenix is ready for the Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships. We are committed to having an incredible event and showcasing the talented American athletes. We have a world-class team, and the city of Phoenix is so excited to welcome the incredible athletes, coaches, judges, industry leaders, and fans from across the country. It's one of those days when you're proud to be an American, and we're really honored during America's 250th year to host Team USA here in Phoenix. We like to think we are Championship Valley. We have welcomed Super Bowls, NBA, WNBA, All-Star Games, Final Four, and more. And so we like to think we're practiced and ready to show great hospitality to our gymnasts and to Team USA. We're excited to see such incredible talent. Phoenix is named for the mythical bird that rose from the ashes, and we hope so many of our athletes have major moments of their careers where they rise all the way to medal stands in Los Angeles. These athletes are America's best gymnasts. We are so excited to have Olympians, world champions, and rising stars chasing their dreams of representing Team USA. I want to do a special shout out to our hometown Olympian, Jade Carey. We're excited to have Jade as part of this incredible event. One of the great things you get to do as mayor is declare citywide celebrations. And back when she returned from the Olympics, we made August 17th Jade Carey Day in the city of Phoenix. So we'll continue to celebrate. Arizona has an incredible record with so many talented Olympians, and they are a part of the team welcoming us home. We hope that the 136 athletes registered to compete have incredible moments and that you enjoy your time in Phoenix. We have more acres of parks than any other big city in the United States and incredible restaurants, maybe not for our athletes, but Yelp's favorite ice cream and pizza we have not far from here, and the city cocktail is a tequila with chiltepine and some Arizona citrus, so maybe celebrating after the event. But the city of Phoenix is really excited to welcome you. We have an incredible team at Mortgage Matchup, the Convention Center, and more. So thank you to our major events team at the city of Phoenix and our incredible partners at Visit Phoenix. Enjoy your time in our city.
And speaking of Visit Phoenix, as the mayor mentioned, lots of sports happening in Phoenix. And so toward that end, we wanted to introduce the Executive Director of Sports and Events for Visit Phoenix, Joel Kester.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and thank you, Mayor. Again, it's hard act to follow after that, but Visit Phoenix is beyond excited to welcome USA Gymnastics Championships to Phoenix. For the first time ever. This is a huge momentum boost to us as we continue to build our sports, culture here. I want to thank you, first off, USA Gymnastics and leadership for choosing Phoenix to be home to this championship. Again, this is truly an honor. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank our venue partners as well, starting with the Phoenix Convention Center, Mortgage Matchup Center, and our partners at Player 15 Group. Thank you. And again, just like, USA Gymnastics mentioned, we couldn't do this without the city's support. And again, we just thank you, for continuing to support our effort to bring youth, amateur, and professional sporting events here to Phoenix. But this week, we're especially honored to welcome Olympic gold medalist Jade Carey. Back home in front of her home crowd. How awesome is it going to be? It's going to be loud, electric, and I cannot wait to be in the building when she takes the floor. But this week's beyond competition. It's all about creating memories. Memories for the athletes and their families, but memories for local Phoenicians. Just imagine that some young girl or boy will be sitting in the audience this weekend, and they're going to eventually become a future Olympic hopeful based on what they're seeing, take place out on the podium. So it's really exciting for us. It's beyond economic impacts, beyond heads and beds. It's really about the experience, again, of these athletes being in front of our hometown. And again, that's what it's all about, and that's what we're really excited about. Greater Phoenix as a sports destination. Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the U.S. and one of the sunniest major cities in the world. Following NCAA Women's Final Four and leading into the 2027 NBA All-Star Weekend, this is another marquee event that we're proudly hosting, and this reflects our commitment to providing an unforgettable experience for both athletes and the fans that are attending this event. We wish the best of luck to all the competitors, and we hope this is just the beginning of your core memories here in Phoenix. Thank you.
And for all those Phoenicians who may be interested, tickets are still available at Ticketmaster, so we look forward to welcoming as many residents of Phoenix as possible this weekend. Now, every year at this opening press conference, we traditionally have a state of the sport from our president and CEO. And obviously, a lot has happened at USA Gymnastics over the last few years. Last November, we introduced Kyle Albrecht as our current CEO, president and CEO. Kyle started in January, and the last 7 months have been very fast-paced and really exciting about where we're headed. So with that, I am honored to introduce Kyle Albrecht, our president and CEO, to let you know what's been going on and where we are headed with USA Gymnastics. Kyle.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Mayor Gallego, Joel. The partnership in bringing us to Phoenix means so much, and we can't thank you enough for all the support in getting us here today. Thank you to all the media for joining us here today, and incredibly excited to be coming to you live from my first National Congress and Xfinity National Championships. I'm going to be speaking to our Congress here over the next number of days, as well as many committee meetings. And so I'd like to take this time today, prior to some of those meetings, to share a little bit about, as Jill said, what my first 7 months in the role have been like, and a look at where we're going as an organization as well. I can say I'm very fortunate when I walked into the offices at USAG that I was joining an organization that was stronger than it's been in over a decade. U.S. teams are coming off double-digit medals, coming out of the 23 World Championships as well as the 24 Olympic Games, including the return of the men's team to the medal stand. Our rhythmic program is winning its first medals at World Championships, trampoline and tumbling, having record-setting performances on the global stage, and a new era of both acro and parkour athletes breaking through and winning World Cup titles. USAG membership is now exceeding 240,000 members and continuing to grow, and some of the most respected brands in the world are investing in the sport as our partners. We're well underway on our planning to LA 28 and are bullish about the opportunities to sustain that growth as we look towards tremendous opportunities over the coming years, like hosting the 2031 World Gymnastrada in Las Vegas. These are all meaningful indicators of the strength of our sport and the organization, but more so they reflect the tremendous work that's been done under our staff. The leadership under Li Leung, Catherine Carson, our board chair, the remainder of our board, the remainder of our staff, our athletes, and the broader gymnastics community. We have so much to thank for all of their work. Sorry. I feel fortunate to join this organization where the culture is so strong and we have a strategic foundation to build upon. I'm really looking forward to the opportunities we have ahead and really wanted to take the opportunity today to share the clear ambition that we have at USA Gymnastics to be the most trusted, athlete-centered, and forward-looking national governing body in the world where we can use the power of gymnastics to build a stronger community. My first 7 months has been focused on building that infrastructure across key areas of our organization that are going to position us to achieve those ambitions. When I speak with our membership at Congress later on this week, I look forward to reiterating 3 key pillars as we look towards our future: inspiration, execution, and growth. Broadly speaking, as an NGB, Joel shared it, and I share the same sentiment. We want to inspire people here in Phoenix, all over the country, all over the world, to want to be a gymnast, to take part in our sport as a fan. As a staff, we have a duty to take that inspiration and then turn it into execution. We must provide the funding and support to keep people in the sport and keep that foundation strong. And to do all of that requires us to grow. In pursuit of these objectives, over the last 7 months, we've been doing a number of different initiatives. To highlight a few, we've been building the professional team needed for the opportunities ahead. Our recent hires include former athletes, experienced leaders across sport, important folks with ties to Indianapolis that are going to be key for our future, but also national expertise. We're laying the groundwork for new marketing efforts as well that are focused on growing membership. Millions of Americans take part in gymnastics-related activities, but only a fraction are tied back to USAG, and that's an enormous opportunity for our sport. We're also moving forward with our National Training and Wellness Center. We're looking forward to targeting a project timeline around the 28 Olympics, and this is one of the clearest ways we can look at really delivering our strategic plan. As we think about delivering on competitive excellence, athlete well-being, coaching education, innovation, sports sciences, and resources for the broader community, this Training and Wellness Center is exactly a way to deliver on that. As we complete the necessary fundraising and feasibility work and enlist the full support required to deliver on this world-class facility, we're incredibly excited about the future. We're also exploring how technology can extend our expertise that already exists within gymnastics to support performance, judging, athlete workload management, education, and other key areas of the sport. As we continue to build out our well-established member communication, education, and service platforms, we also know that safety and response must continue to be supported through clear expectations, education, prevention, and processes that continue to protect athletes while also treating our coaches and other professionals fairly and consistently. This is an everyday aspect of our organization. It is an everyday effort, and it is a continued area of non-negotiable focus. Some of our work on these initiatives is already visible, and some of it is more behind the scenes, but is connected by a clear objective, and that's that ensuring that growth is one part of USA Gymnastics that continues to benefit our entire organization. From a high-performance perspective, as mentioned, we enter a key next era of our organization with significant strength across disciplines. We can't take that strength for granted, and right now we have a great blend of talent at different stages of our development pipeline. This week in Phoenix, athletes breaking through over the last year like Arisa Sponda, Claire Peace, Charlie Bullock, and Danny Lakin, as well as young Olympic medal winners like a Fred Richard and Hesley Rivera, or established Olympic and world veterans such as a Jade Carey, Sky Blakely, or Steven Netarasic. That blend is healthy for the sport, and athletes are finding more ways to remain in gymnastics and return to gymnastics with no better example than the joy and resilience that we saw from Caitlin Ohashi over the last month. That joy in her return is really emblematic of a system that supports those different pathways and allows athletes to pursue their goals on the timelines that work for them. The high-performance plan we're building to LA 28 will identify what each program needs in terms of sports science, mental health and wellness, coaching support, international preparation, and selection processes. Another significant priority for us is participation growth. Gymnastics is already one very important entry point into youth sports, and we want to make it even more accessible for children everywhere. To do that, we need more clubs, more programming, and more support. The selection of Las Vegas to host the 2031 World Gymnastrada gives us a significant platform for that work. It will help us expand Gymnastics for All, introduce more accessible forms of participation, demonstrate the breadth of our sport so that people from all different ages, abilities, and ambitions can participate. Engaging our fans and community through compelling experiences is also critically important for growth. We're expanding our ability to connect directly with fans, tell athlete stories through the year, and develop new content and media opportunities. We're also focused on our event presentation and building more valuable platforms for commercial partners, and we look forward to rolling these out and sharing these with you further over the next 18 months. How we market and execute events is a crucial element to continuing to engage fans in a meaningful way and introduce them to our sport. The return of the American Cup this year as a mixed team format demonstrated our ability to introduce new formats and create additional moments for our fans to engage with our sport. We'll continue to build on that event and evolve how we present and market existing events into the future. Of course, initiatives like these require necessary resources to support that growth. Along with membership growth, partnerships will help us drive resource. We've welcomed P&G as a partner through 2028 and continue to build with partners like Xfinity and Nike. We're also evaluating how our commercial model should evolve into the future so that we can drive long-term value through a diversified commercial portfolio. Commercial growth matters because it means we can invest more in our sport, more in athletes, coaches, judges, clubs, programs, and events. It's how we expand what USA Gymnastics can provide while building a stronger and more sustainable organization. As we pursue that growth, athlete health and safety will always remain a non-negotiable. Our recertification by the U.S. OPC this year was an important acknowledgement of the organization's continued progress across governance, compliance, athlete representation, and operational practices. So where does this all take us? All eyes are on LA 28, and gymnastics we know will command extraordinary attention with the home Olympic Games. We're focused on preparing our athletes and programs to perform at the highest level, while also planning to ensure our sport and our organization benefit from that attention long term. The work is now underway on all of those fronts. And we know success in LA will have an element that's measured by our competitive performance, but the long-term legacy will also be measured through participation and membership growth, stronger clubs and deeper fan engagement, increased investment in infrastructure that continues to sustain our sport for growth well beyond 2028. Our focus between now and LA is to turn this period of strength and visibility into sustained growth for every level of gymnastics. Thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to continuing to share more on our journey over the coming years. Really appreciate it. Happy to take any questions as well.
Is this hot? Okay. We'll take just a few questions for a few minutes, then we'll have a photo op, and then we'll have about 5 minutes for one-on-ones for any of today's speakers. All right, Kensley has a question.
Hi, Kyle. I'm
Hello.
Kensley from Neutral Deductions. Do you mind taking a moment and clarifying the timeline for the new high-performance facility being based in Indy?
Yeah, so it was announced this past year. As mentioned, we're going through a deep fundraising exercise right now. We're excited about the progress we've made there. There's a number of different things that go into that work, like feasibility studies and working with our local community leaders. Our goal is still tracking towards the LA Olympics in terms of the completion of that, and we'll look forward to continuing to give updates as we go along here in the near future.
Hi, Kyle. Patricia with Gymnastics Now. I know that you probably had a lot of conversations, specifically with athletes the past 7 months. Are there any conversations or anything that's really stuck out to you that you might be able to shed light on?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been so valuable. First of all, I would just say broadly, the gymnastics community, our staff, coaches, athletes, everyone's been incredibly welcoming over the first 7 months. I feel very fortunate from that aspect as well. And so I think those conversations with athletes a lot of times were, definitely a kind of two-way street. How can we help them to raise their profiles? There's a real appetite, I think, headed into LA from that front of, how do we increase the visibility of a lot of our athletes, whether it's content, storytelling. So those have been, I think, a lot of the conversations. And then just how can we continue to support our athletes on a year-round basis. So, there's certainly a lot of resources there to do that, but it's a ever-evolving and really constant conversation with them to see how we can support them.
Last call. Nancy.
Kyle, Nancy Armour with USA Today Sports. You've mentioned the health and well-being of athletes, both physical and mental, a couple of times. A home Olympics is great for athletes, but it can come with an added level of pressure. How do you intend to give your athletes the resources to be able to navigate that over these next 2 years?
Yeah, I really appreciate that question because it's something that we're focused on today. It's not a May or June or July 28 conversation. These are conversations that are happening today. So, under the leadership of Steph Corpin, who's our Chief Programs Officer, Kim Krantz, who's our Chief of Athlete Health and Wellness, these are conversations we're having with our high-performance teams today to ensure that through upcoming domestic and international opportunities, we are introducing different techniques and skills that allow them to be prepared once that moment arrives, because we do understand the elevated eyeballs, awareness, scrutiny that's going to come with the home games.